Ito ang Broad Stream Cast Communicators, ang naiiba at kakaibang plataforma sa digital broadcast. Mula Luzon, Visayas, Mindanao hanggang sa iba't ibang dako ng mundo. Broad Stream Cast Communicators, ang sandigan ng sambayanan mula sa walang labis at walang kulang na pagbabalita, paglilingkod, maglalahad ng mga mapagbuong komentaryo at usaping pambayan para sa kapakanan ng karamihan. Broad Stream Cast Communicators, tuwirang maglilingkod ngayon hanggang sa susunod na henerasyon. Buhay Online, Chikahan at kaalamang pangkabuhayan. Ating tunghayan, pakinggan at tuklasin ang mga pangyayari at kaganapan sa mundo ng online. Buhay Online, Chikahan at kaalamang pangkabuhayan. Alamin ang pinaka-latest trends mula sa trabaho at kung hanggang saan na ang narating ng teknolohiyang ito. At ngayon, narito na ang ating host, ang ating Techiemommy, si Jaye C. Bautista.
Hello! Happy Wednesday everyone! Magandang umaga po. Welcome to Buhay Online. And for those who are watching, welcome po sa ating programa. Happy Wednesday and of course, we're still going to continue the series talking about healthy eating in this pandemic, how we can keep healthy, diba? Importante po yan talaga because talagang wala tayong talaga that health is wealth, right? That is the most important thing nowadays. Okay? Sandali lang, inaayos ko lang yung aking bakit ako hindi naka-online? Anyway, am I broadcasting fine, everyone? Happy Wednesday. It's still, of course, the global warming is affecting all internationally, globally, pero talaga na-amaze ako because we are having a cooler weather than Japan. My gosh, I talk to my students every day and they're like sweltering in the heat. Sa kanila 38, 36, tayo kahapon 26, 27. Kaninang umaga it was like 28 but now it's 30 degrees. It's getting a little bit hotter pero yun na nga, hanggang 30 na lang yan. Mas mainit pa sa Japan. And hindi sila sanay sa ganong kainitan, right? That's why, what happened? Why am I not online? There you go, there I am. Anyway, see, nakita ko na yung sarili ko. Okay, sorry. I'm just gonna put it up here. Okay, so yeah. So, first order of the day, no? Of course, trending pa rin ngayon yung mamaya na yun tungkol sa international. Let's just talk about the Philippines first, okay? Well, there's a move, ang ating Vice President Sara Duterte wants to look at November as the paglalabas ng what do you call it? Pag-continue ng face-to-face 100% sa November. Well, the public school teachers group not in favor of August 22 start of classes. Diba kasi karamihan po ng public schools ay nag-face-to-face na, We have about 38,000 schools ready for face-to-face. Pero, diba, iba yan. But, most of those are public schools. The private schools hindi pa 100%. Pero yun na nga, the public school teachers group do not favor an August 22 start of classes. Okay, the Teachers Dignity Coalition or the TDC said they are not in favor of the August 22 start date for classes because this will mean that teachers will not get enough rest before the school year starts. Oo nga naman kasi kaka-end lang July 7, tapos kagad pasok August 22. Dapat siguro September naman. The Department of Education DepEd earlier said that the incoming school year will officially start on August 22, 2022 and end on July 7, 2023, according to the agency's Department Order number 34. It added that private schools and state universities and colleges that offer basic education may follow the new calendar provided they start classes not earlier than the first Monday of June and not later than the last day of August. The TDC, a federation of public school teachers associations nationwide, said that DepEd's decision will not give teachers enough time to rest. O nga naman, diba? While the previous school year officially ended on June 24, many teachers are still reporting to schools for academic duties, for remedial and enrichment classes, moving up, ayan nga yung mga graduation, and the DepEd's Brigada Escuela and in-service trainings. On late Tuesday, the TDC said in a statement that the move to begin classes on August 22 is contrary to the request of teachers because they will not be able to physically, emotionally, and mentally prepare before the resumption of classes. Kung nga naman, napakahigpit ng time o napakaigse, no? TDC said that teachers' activities will continue up until August. O nga, may ginagawa pa sa kanila, pinapapunta pa sa eskwela para sa mga remedial, di ba? Yung mga sa summer class. So kasi, the teachers' activities will continue hanggang August, the month when classes for the next school year will formally begin. In the end, our teachers will never have a break. Mas-stress naman talaga. Tsaka magpahinga, di ba? Na sila nga yung talagang parang frontliners ng COVID, no? TDC National Chairperson Benjo Basa said in a statement, he explained that teachers are willing to perform their duties, but they need to have what is due them, which is rest and vacation. We are ready to take on the role, but the mandated 2-month school break should still be observed. Totoo, dahil di ba, normally naman yung regular or normal way, 2 months ang bakasyon. For example, June ang bakasyon, pero July nga natapos, June 24, end na ng June, tapos agad-agad August. Well, di sila makakapagpahinga kasi nga August may activities pa. So dapat mga September dapat. Right? TDC earlier asked Vice President Sara Duterte, who concurrently heads the Education Department, to move the incoming school year start date to mid-September or early October. Yeah, that is more likely. I think mid-September would be good. So parang ang ating curriculum parang America na. No? September yung classes. Umpisa sa akin. September ang pasok, no? At July ang bakasyon. In the guidelines of the Department Order number 34, okay, sabi ni Basas, no, they have requested for a dialogue with the Vice President on the matter. DepEd Undersecretary Ipimako Densing III said in a separate briefing that she received TDC's request and is considering meeting with them, okay? In the guidelines of the Department Order number 34, the agency also said that all public and private schools should already be holding 5 days of in-person classes every week by November 2. So, iniisip ng Vice Presidente by November po, 5-day school day na in the school, okay? By November 2. Naku, parang ano pa, di ba? Yung mga ibang magulang, ayaw pa yatang ma-expose all day yung mga anak sa eskwela or 5 days a week. Siguro dapat, hybrid learning. After November 2, pero mahirap nga yan para sa mga public schools, no? Actually. After November 2, no institution will be allowed to hold pure distance learning or blended learning except for those implementing alternative delivery modes of education. Diba? Hindi rin pala i-allow ang blended learning. Oh well. Okay. So, yeah. And ano naman, isa pang, okay. Looking back, we're looking at the education on the front, the picture of education. We are always trying to feature yung mga sinasabi ng mga researchers, mga analysts, okay? Sabi nila, life will be better. Surveys show optimism is growing, okay? Okay? The 2 recent national surveys po of the Social Weather Station or yung SWS, okay, revealed that more Filipinos believe that the country's economy and their quality of life will improve in the following months compared to those who express the exact opposite views. Bakit? According to the latest SWS poll, released on Sunday, July 10 po, very recent, no? 46% of adult Filipinos expressed belief that the economy will improve in the next 12 months, okay? Itong kanilang hope, di ba? It's not bad to have hope, di ba? Like sinasabi, faith, hope, and love po importante sa buhay natin. This was despite the inflation figures released by the Philippine Statistics Authority or yung PSA, which showed that the country's headline inflation rate for June 22 was 6.1%, a three-year high since November 2018's 6.1%, and October 2018 6.9%. Okay? On June 24, yung SWS po also released a survey which showed that 44% of adult Filipinos believe that their quality of life will improve in the next 12 months. Okay? Although the two surveys were published weeks apart, the polling firm said findings from the latest survey are directly related to the June survey. In this article that I'm talking about, that is published on Inquirer.net po, by Christina Eloisa Baclig, content research writer for Inquirer.net. Ito po yung dito po nanggaling yung mga figures at survey, okay? In this article, Inquirer dove into the findings presented in those two SWS surveys, including the correlation between the two polls and how certain factors such as socioeconomic and educational background could have played a role in the survey results. Okay? So ang optimists po at pessimists no tong panahon na to, yung July survey conducted between April 19 and 27 using face-to-face interviews of 1,440 Filipino adults nationwide. Ito po, it found the result of 46% po ng adult Filipinos believe that the Philippine economy will improve within the next 12 months, okay, sa isang taon. These individuals were termed by the polling firm as economic optimists. Dahil hopeful sila eh. On the other hand, 6% naman of the survey respondents were found to be economic pessimists. 6% lamang, okay, who said they believe that the country's economy will worsen in the following months. Meanwhile, 28% of Filipino adults were categorized as neutral, or those who said the country's economy will remain the same as months pass by. Yun pala naman. Mas malaking percentage yung mga hopeful. Hoping for the best, di ba? Okay. The latest net economic optimism score is 4 points below the excellent plus 44 in December 2021. It used to be mediocre negative 9 in July 2020. Mediocre negative 5 in September 2020, and high plus 24 in November 2020 during the first year of the COVID-19 pandemic. SWS. Although the survey showed that the majority of the respondents hoped for a better economic situation in the country, economists warned the public of another round of effects of the country's rising inflation rate. According to Nicholas Mapa, ING Manila senior economist, the second round of inflation will hit harder as firms impose a new round of price increases on many goods and services that are part of the Consumer Price Index or the CPI basket. Yun po, part ng inflation. Tataas pa po ang bilihin. What we've been through in the past few months is the first round of effects lamang. So I guess it's the right hook to your chin. Ito po ang sinabi ni Mapa sa interview. In the next few months, we'll be dealing with the second round effects that have been very much apparent. The second round effect, it's going to bite us. In the second half of the year, I'm starting to see more items in the CPI basket become infected with high inflation as firms have no choice but to increase their prices. So, ibig sabihin, half of the year na po tayo gone. It's already July. So, ang sinasabi nitong si Mapa na itong next half of the year of 2022 will see more price hikes. Well, rightfully so, I guess, because ngayon pa lang, di ba, tumataas na presyo, hindi pa mababa. National statistician Dennis Mapa explained that the increase in last month's inflation rate can be attributed to higher food, fuel, and transportation costs, as well as costlier alcoholic beverages and cigarettes. Okay na lang yan, taksa ng malaki, okay na lang yan, nataasan yung sigarilyo at saka alak na yan. Sa Amerika talaga, it's really, really priced high kasi it's a vice and it's detrimental to health. Okay lang, taasan yung lahat para wag nang wala nang maka-afford manigadilyo at uminom. Anyway, moreover, PSA stated that the purchasing power of the peso eroded to 87 centavos in June, the lowest to date since the CPI was rebased to the year 2018. Mapa said this meant that fewer goods can be bought now compared to every 1 peso 4 years ago. Naman, matagal na, di ba? Diyos mio, yung 100 pesos po natin ay para na siyang 20 pesos, di ba? Hindi naman, siguro para na siyang 50 pesos, yung 100. Yung nabibili nun na capacity, no? Okay. Your 1 peso is now worth only 87 centavos. Oh, that's even, di ba? Improved quality of life soon. The survey released last month, although also conducted between April 19 and 27, using face-to-face interviews of 1,440 adults, it found 44% of Filipinos saying their quality of life will be improving. Okay? Yun pa rin talaga ang kanilang iniisip, no? Well, so, although economic optimism is different from personal optimism, okay, the SWS found that net economic optimism is higher among personal optimists compared to those who said no change, diba? And personal pessimists na negative. Compared to December 2021 kasi, net economic optimism stayed excellent among personal optimists. Although down by 6 points from plus 69 to plus 63, it rose from high to very high among those who said no change. Up by 5 points from plus 26 to plus 31. Ito po sinabi ng polling firm. It fell from very low to extremely low among personal pessimists. Ito po yung mga naysayers. Ito po yung mga nega. Down by 13 points from negative 22 to negative 35. Okay? The two different surveys likewise highlighted that net economic optimism and net personal optimism varied according to educational attainment. O sabihin po yung yung optimism sa net, no, net economics of pera, tsaka yung personal optimism ay nagkakaiba based on the person's education. Okay? Net economic optimism according to SWS, okay, was highest among those who either finished junior high school, had some vocational schooling, had some senior high school, finished senior high school, completed vocational school, or attended some college or junior high school graduates at plus 43 and was classified as excellent. Ito po yung may maganda ay high na net economic optimism, yung magandang tingin or positive outlook, no? Na gaganda ang buhay. Meanwhile, yung net economic optimism points among other adult Filipinos based on their highest grade completed were as follows, okay? Ito po yung tungkol sa net optimism. Those who either had no formal education, hindi nakapag-aral, or some elementary education or non-elementary graduates, plus 39, very high po yung percentage ng taong ganon. Those who either finished elementary or had some high school education, walang vocational or anything, plus 37, very high pa rin. Those who either graduated from college or took postgraduate studies for all college graduates, plus 34, very high pa rin. The survey released in June showed entirely different results po. One of the total survey respondents, net personal optimism was highest among those who either graduated from college or took postgraduate studies. Okay? Net personal optimism among other groups based on the highest grade accomplished was those with formal education, with no formal education or some elementary, very high, 33 plus 33. Those who either finished elementary or had some high school education, plus 30, very high pa rin. And those who either finished junior high school, had some vocational schooling, had some senior high, finished senior high school, completed vocational school, or attended some college, pinakamataas, plus 45. Okay? So, ayan po, ang ating mga survey tungkol sa mga optimism at saka yung mga nag-iisip ng nabubuti ang ating buhay. Okay? Moderate hunger refers to those who experience hunger only once or a few times in the last 3 months. Ano po ito? Yung 1 million, ito po, 3.1 million Filipinos experience hunger daw nung Q1 of 2022. Sabi ito na galing pa rin ho yan sa SWS, okay? The net personal optimism score was highest among adults who belong to families that did not experience hunger months back. Ito yung mga hindi nagutom nung first quarter of 2022. Ito nga net personal optimism among those who belong to families that experience hunger in general, those who belong to families na nagutom experience moderate hunger, and those families that experience severe hunger ay plus 30, plus 31, and plus 28. Diba? Moderate hunger refers to those experience hunger only once or a few times sa buong buhay nila nitong last 3 months. Meanwhile, yung severe hunger naman refers to those na nagutom often or always in the last 3 months. Okay? Okay, so yun po ang aking balita, from the SWS survey regarding life being better and the surveys that show that optimism is growing. Huwag po tayong mawalan ng pag-asa, huwag tayo pong mawalan ng lakas at ng stability at ng to perform our tasks and to seek ways and means of livelihood. At patuloy po tayong mag-hope that things will get better because they will. No? Yun lang po. Faith, hope, and love. Alright. So, ano naman? Okay. Let me see. Okay. Where's that? Yeah. Vivo is announcing, okay. Vivo announces, tabi ko lang ito pa. Sandali lang. Ayan, Vivo announces new wireless flash drive. Flash charger pala ba yan? Wireless flash charger. Ayan, no? Tada! Ayan. Hindi po tayo endorser ng Vivo, ha? Sinasabi ko lang po yung mga updates and technology. Pero pwede rin naman, kung gusto nyo mag-sponsor, of course, you are welcome! So anyway, I was saying the Vivo 50UW wireless flash charger is the perfect company for people on the go as it is highly portable sans worrying about cable wires. Wireless na po itong charger na to. Wow! It enables maximum charging power of up to 50 watts, which charges the new Vivo X80 Pro with a 4700 mAh battery to 50% charge in just 23 minutes. Imagine 50% na siya in 23 minutes. Wow! So, ibig sabihin, 100% na siya sa 46 minutes. Less than an hour. So, even less than, less than an hour. It's like 46 minutes. Wow! 46 minutes po, fully charged na siya. Wow! For more peace of mind, the Vivo 50-watt wireless charger features an efficient air cooling system to prevent overheating pa and an intelligent silent mode that makes the cooling fan run smoothly without a buzz. Siguro ang bibiling kong second phone, Vivo, no? Magaganda na yung mga Vivo phone, no? Ayoko talaga nagsuspend ng money to buy 49,000 peso phone. Ay nako, hindi kailangan. You can get a 15 or 16,000 peso phone na maganda na, and then the rest of your 30,000 pwede mo magamit to other things. Kaya magbayad akong cash ng 49 for a new iPhone 13, 14, whatever, 12, I don't know. I won't do it because in all my life, as Techiemommy naman kasi before, I never had to really buy my phones. Hello, ano lang po, blessings po ang nangyayari noon. So I refuse to spend so much money to buy a phone. No. Anyway, so going back to this charger, okay, it has an efficient air cooling system to prevent overheating and an intelligent silent mode that makes the cooling fan run smoothly without a buzz, okay? Other safety features include over voltage, over current, over temperature, under voltage, foreign metal detection, and static protection. Wow! Ganda, no? Magkano kaya to? Magkano kaya yun? Aha. Okay, so The Vivo F50W wireless charger, which supports QI wireless charging devices with a power of up to 15W, is designed not just to be safe, but stylish as well, okay? It draws inspiration from the interspersed blocks typically used in modern architecture for an elegant look that matches every user's aesthetic. Customers can purchase the Vivo 50W wireless fast charger for only, ito pala, okay, ito na kung magkano. Tan tan taran! Ang 50W wireless flash charger is only 3,999, short of 4,000, through Vivo's official stores and e-com website Shopee and Lazada. So asahan nyo na sa Shopee and Lazada mas mahal yan ng konti. Baka 4,000 plus na. But this is the Vivo 50 watts wireless charger at 4,000 bucks. Whoa! That should have all those bells and whistles. Hello? Diba? Hindi na yan mura. Okay? But this device is best paired with Vivo's latest flagship smartphone, the Vivo X80 Pro, which is packed with Vivo's latest V1 Plus chip and other professional imaging capabilities. Okay? Okay, so yun po. Yeah, that's my take on that. Yan po sa latest breakthrough na yan in technology, which is the new 50W wireless flash charger. Okay? Okay, very good. So, yan po. That's the news on that. Okay. So, next. On life being better, sinabi na natin yan. Okay, now let's look at the news naman all around the world. Okay? Ito po, big deal to na nangyari na to. Oh my goodness. Okay, let's just set this aside. Okay. Oops, sorry. Ayan. Tingnan niyo po. Oops, I'm sorry. I'm gulo ko naman. Alright, look at this news. It's a little bit alarming, okay? There you go. TikTok is being sued in the US after girls die in the blackout challenge. Oh my God. Yan ang nga ba sinasabi ko dati sa Facebook, di ba? Nung yung mga selfie una, napaderingan sa pagpipicture ng selfie. Iba yan, nahulog sa mountain, nahulog sa hagdan, nabali leeg. Ito naman, ang TikTok ngayon ang sinusue because of a girl dying in the blackout challenge. Oh my gosh. What in the world, right? Okay, in the U.S., TikTok is being sued. Okay, San Francisco, United States, video sharing sensation TikTok is being sued in California after children died. Children, hindi po isa, while taking part in a blackout challenge that makes a sport of choking oneself until passing out. Para mga tanga naman kasi itong mga kabataan ngayon Diyos ko, parang gago. Sorry. Sakalin mo yung sarili mong gamamatay ka, parang tanga. The lawsuit filed in state court in Los Angeles last week sa LA pala to, my hometown, my second hometown, accuses TikTok software of intentionally and repeatedly pushing the blackout challenge that led to the deaths of an 8-year-old girl in Texas and a 9-year-old girl in Wisconsin last year. Oh my God. TikTok needs to be held accountable for pushing deadly content. Yan na nga ba sinasabi, di ba? Dapat, kagaya na rin ng pag-watch sa Facebook and Instagram at ng YouTube, ng minamandate sa Amerika, dapat tong TikTok na rin. Diyos ko, please, filter your content, filter your posts. Minsan, death-defying na At saka, iba yung sa health na nakaka-apekto. Tsaka, yun nga, yung mga lewd, yung mga malicious, mga masagwa na TikTok rin. They should really, really censor it. TikTok needs to be held accountable for pushing deadly content to these two young girls. Ito pong sinabi ni Matthew Bergman, an attorney at the Social Media Victims Law Center, which filed the suit. TikTok has invested billions of dollars to intentionally design products that push dangerous content that it knows are dangerous and can result in the deaths of its users. TikTok, owned by China-based ByteDance, did not immediately respond to a request for comment. The suit alleges that TikTok's algorithm promoted the blackout challenge to each of the girls who died from self-strangulation, one using rope and the other a dog leash. It additionally listed children in Italy, Australia, and elsewhere whose deaths have been linked to the TikTok Black Challenge. TikTok has featured and promoted an array of challenges in which users film themselves taking part in themed acts that are sometimes dangerous. Yun na nga, pwede ba? I-filter nyo na yan. Among the litany of TikTok challenges described in court, sa mga court documents, was the Skull Breaker Challenge, in which people have their legs kicked out from under them while jumping. So they flip and hit their heads. Parang tanga. Stupid. Di ba? Pagtalon tapos papatidin. Kagaguhan talaga and you can break your neck. The Coronavirus Challenge involves licking random items. Oh, gross me out. And surfaces in public during the pandemic. Ugh. I mean, what the hell? What kind of stupidity is this? Okay? And the Fire Challenge involves dousing things with flammable liquid and setting them ablaze. Ito po ang nabanggit sa court, no? The suit calls for a judge to order TikTok to stop hooking children via its algorithm and promoting dangerous challenges and to pay unspecified cash damages. Dapat lang, hello, dapat ka lang talagang magbayad ng damage kasi ini-incite mo yung mga kabataan na gumawa niyan. Mga katangahan na kalokohang ikakamatay. My gosh. So on that note, and in that connection, okay, Italy probes TikTok blackout challenge death of a 10-year-old girl. Italian prosecutors, okay, have opened a probe. Noon po ito yung probe, ito yung accidental death of a 10-year-old girl. Ito po yung story ng bata na namatay from the TikTok Blackout Challenge. Ito po, sa Italy pala po yun, okay? Last year. Italian prosecutor, this 10-year-old girl allegedly took part in a blackout challenge on the video sharing network TikTok. The investigation in Italy, it had temporarily blocked to TikTok. Noong January last year, binlock po ang access to TikTok sa Italy kasi itong namatay na bata, okay? So it was blocked. Access to TikTok whose age could not be proved definitively. According to TikTok's terms and conditions, users must be at least 13 years of age. The girl died in Palermo, 10 years old yun. Bawat siyang gumamit ng TikTok kasi paano naman makontrol ng magulang, di ba? Huwag mong pa-download ng app. The girl died in a Palermo hospital after being discovered Wednesday by her 5-year-old sister in the family bathroom with her cell phone, which was seized by the police. Okay? TikTok, which is owned by the Chinese company ByteDance, had not managed to identify any content on its site that could have encouraged the girl to participate in any challenge. Pero na-prove na po natin yun talaga. Nagaling po sa TikTok yung pass out challenge. Okay? Kasi social networks can't become a jungle where anything is allowed. Right? Totoo naman eh. I think please, cyber world, cyber security, look into TikTok's filtering for their content, okay? At saka anong pinapalabas nila, please lang, because it could be really, really, dangerous and detrimental. Yan ang totoo na nga nangyari. Okay, so in connection to that, we're talking about social media, okay, TikTok, let's go to Twitter naman, di ba po? The past recent months, nag-trending po because Elon Musk, first of all, bought shares into the company, which was about 9-point-something%. Tapos inimbita siya maging board member. Ayaw niya. Ginawa yun ng Twitter because if you're a board member, you cannot buy any more than 14% shares. Tapos after a few days, lumabas yung totoo. He wanted to buy TikTok to the tune of $44 billion. But, ang nagtagal, nagdilidali ang TikTok, so winidraw na niya ang kanyang pag-purchase. Well, itong aking balita today is Twitter's future uncertain as it faces messy breakup with Musk. Kasi nga, di ba, binalita ko ng isang araw na bumaba yung stocks ng Twitter. Una, umakyat nung nag-announce siya nung sumali siya, tapos nag-ano na interest na bilhin. Pero then recently, bumaba yung shares tuloy ng Twitter. Courted and then jilted by the world's richest person, okay? Twitter looks well positioned to win a court battle with Elon Musk over a $1 billion breakup fee and more. But the company will not emerge unscathed, okay? The entire saga has left observers baffled by what Wedbush analyst Dan Ives described as one of the craziest business stories ever. I think it starts off as a circus show and it's ending like a circus show. Ito sabi ni Ives. Musk, the founder of electric car company Tesla, sent a letter to Twitter on Friday saying, last Friday lang to, he was pulling out of the controversial deal he made in April to buy the platform for $54.20 per share or $44 billion in total. But such merger agreements are designed to prevent buyers from getting cold feet and deciding they want to walk away, explains Ann Lipton, a professor of law at Tulane University who specializes in corporate litigation. Si Musk po kasi, who also heads SpaceX, has accused the social media giant of false and misleading representations about the number of fake accounts on its platform. His lawyers also point to recent Twitter employee layoffs and hiring freezes, which they saw are contrary to the company's obligation to continue operating normally. Those arguments may be valid, but they do not merit pulling out of the deal, says Lipton, dismissing them as nitpicky. Kasi nga, di ba talaga naman may mga nag-resign nung malalaman nilang sasali si Elon Musk sa Twitter, may mga nag-resign. Hindi sila happy. Ayaw nila siya. Okay, in other words. It's not enough unless he can show that their presentations about fake accounts are not just false, but also that they dramatically call the fundamentals of the deal into question. Looks very much like Musk is legally wrong. That leaves the possibility that the multi-billionaire is actually trying to renegotiate the price down. Yun na nga eh. Parang ano to yung ginagawa niya, parang siguro pinapababa niya. Nabigla kasi siya sa kayabangang offer na 44 billion. So ngayon maybe nagpapababa siya ng price. Diba? Love na love nga niya yung Twitter, yan ang kanyang baluarte. So siya nagpapost. This tactic has been used successfully elsewhere, such as by LVMH 2 years ago. The global luxury giant broke off a deal to acquire Tiffany before getting a discount. But experts don't see how Musk and Twitter could agree on a different price at this point, given that the platform's stock has lost more than a quarter of its value since late April. I know. Both have a lot to lose. If Twitter wins in court, the mercurial entrepreneur will, at the minimum, have to pay a few $1 billion in damages. Yun na nga, hindi nila makuha yung 44 billion na supposedly binibili sila. At worst, he could be forced to honor his commitment and buy Twitter at a price that has become exorbitant, while his fortune is melted down by tens of billions of dollars in recent months. Ito naman. But though this would be a victory for shareholders, it would still leave Twitter in Musk's hands. And his libertarian vision of absolute free speech, sa kanya kasi gusto walang preno-preno. Free speech, you can say anything, post anything. Nako, dangerous naman yun talaga. Hindi naman tayo papayag ang America dyan. Free speech is not aligned with that of many of the employees, users, and advertisers on whom the platform's business model depends, okay? Gusto niya kasi absolute free speech. Hindi ito naka-align sa mga vision, mission ng mga empleyado na at mga matagal na dito sa Twitter. Twitter is worse off than 6 months ago. But in the long run, it's better off without him. Ito sinabi ng creative strategies analyst Carolina Milanesi. It feels like a toy that a spoiled kid wants but doesn't really know what to do with. So would he get bored of it? So he would get bored of it and not give it attention it deserves and forget it in a corner. Ngayon na nga, kasi diba, marami masyadong pera, di mo alam ang gagawin. So, when he finds a toy that he can play with, he will buy it. Diba? Pagbili ng Twitter, itong kanilang misgivings, Twitter would die off slowly and painfully. Ito ang pinedict ng ni analyst Carolina Milanesi. Battle on all fronts. Any court proceedings are expected to last for months, especially since Musk will drag it out, according to Lipton. Twitter is in a strong position. But Musk, followed by more than 100 million people on the platform, will try to embarrass them. It will be distracting and demoralizing for employees. He has already harassed the platform with highly critical tweets, mockery, and outlandish suggestions encouraged by his fans. For Twitter, it's going to be a battle on all fronts, keeping employees, competitors, going after their business, brand issues, investors believing the numbers, says Ives. Okay, unlike Silicon Valley neighbors, Twitter has never been a money-making machine, able to turn users' attention into astronomical advertising revenue. Okay, so the past few months have been a huge distraction for Twitter, keeping it from focusing on its business fundamentals. If Musk is able to terminate the deal, Twitter will still be left with the same problems it had before he came onto the scene. Okay, so that's my talk on unang-una yung kanina na yung TikTok being sued at then segue to Elon Musk. Alright? Okay. Nakaka-dry ng throat yung init. Let me just get this out of the way, please. Thank you. Okay, so now, let's go back to health. In this heat, okay, we have to keep hydrating. Drink buko juice. Good source of talaga. That's very, very antioxidant, mag-detoxify. Drink lots of water, juice. Para po ma-hydrate, tsaka magkaroon ng tayo sa katawan. Vitamin C, vitamin D, kailangan din, vitamin E. Alright, so, there was a text and question, no? When pandemic stress becomes chronic, okay? How to manage your stresses in this pandemic? Yan po magandang, topic, no? Okay, so, una-una na, no? We have to be staying healthy in 2022, truth be told, okay? Staying healthy this 2022, despite us still living in this pandemic world, we are able to do it, okay? How much longer are we going to live like this, okay? Or how much longer is the pandemic going to go on? Yan po ang question sa lahat ng isip ng tao, right? All over the world. So many people want to know when life will go back to normal. And the truth is, we really don't know. Nobody knows, right? We can't second guess. Things have gotten better since we celebrated New Year's Day. Vaccines and boosters are out, diba? And drugs to treat COVID-19 are on the horizon. Hindi pa lang pinapalabas, pero meron na sa Amerika po niyan, na instead of paracetamol, nang inumin, hindi na kailangan ospital. But it's clear that in general, we have paid a price for living through the pandemic. The American Psychological Association survey of U.S. adults in February 2021 revealed that since the start of the pandemic, many have had undesired weight changes, sleep disturbances, and increased alcohol use. All of the above yata isang taong kakilala ko. Anyway. Okay. Stress, okay? Stress is a big trigger for the autoimmunity or the autoimmune. After years of research, as well as the anecdotal experiences many of us have had in managing our autoimmune conditions, we know that decreasing stress and increasing social connections are important parts of healing from the AI or the autoimmunity. Diba? Hindi AI na robot, okay? The AIP clearly teaches that it is not only increasing nutrient density and decreasing inflammatory foods that help us to heal, but managing lifestyle factors such as stress, sleep, exercise, connection with others, and time in nature. Yun pala. Yun pala, talagang dapat mag-beach, pumunta sa bundok, pumunta sa fresh air, no? Okay? Researchers have been looking at the links between stress and AI for years. For example, one study shows that traumatic stress in the childhood, okay, if you were being abused, and depression led to increase in stress hormones like cortisol, okay? Yun nga, pag stress ka, tataas yung cortisol na hormone, okay? It increases inflammation. Ayun naman pala, yun pala nagpapamaga, no? Kapag depressed ka, saka stressed ka, yun, it induces inflammation and decreases in immune function. From this, we can say that for sure that along with risk factors such as genetics, infections, and viruses, and nutrient insufficiency, stress is certainly part of the development of AI. Okay? Eh, ano po ang bagong-bagong kind of stress na natanggap natin itong 2022? What is the new kind of pandemic stress this year? Chronic, okay? The pandemic was stressful in March of 2020, that fateful month when the whole world fell ill because of COVID-19. March 2020, the pandemic, March 2020, in March of 2020, because there was so much uncertainty then, okay? Then, noon hindi talaga wala tayong alam. We didn't know how we would manage the changes we were able to make. We were told to make, like working or schooling from home. Yan ang mga bagay na nagbago. Okay? Wearing masks, keeping our distance from others. Okay? But many of us figured we could do anything it took for a short time. Pero yun ang akala niyo sandali lang, anong nangyari, di ba? Tumuloy ng isa pang taon. At ngayon po, nasa isa pang taon. I really can't believe it's July. Ayan na. July 13 na ngayon. Half na naman ng July tapos. And half of the year gone, just like that. As fast as 2020 and 21 just zipped through our lives. So much has happened. I've lost family. I've moved to a different country, a different place. I moved to a different city. I'm now in the province as opposed to living in the city forever. Many changes. Okay, but many of us figured we could do it for a short time, but who never dreamed it would last this long, right? When I called, when I moved talaga here, it was to Pampanga po. It was such a big change. But, pero yun na nga po, no? Pati yun, yung pag-work from home, na dati ka nag-opisina. Some people now are doing hybrid working, which is a combination of a few days working from home and then the rest in the office or in field. Okay? But no matter how well we managed the stress of the pandemic when it began, now the stress has become chronic. Therefore, this test that I'm going to talk about, that was conducted, there was a parang stress test, research discussed, and we will discuss how chronic stress to AI becomes relevant. Okay? It links chronic stress to AI. An analogy that helped many of the people by the summer of 2020 was that we had to start thinking about managing this pandemic as a marathon rather than as a sprint. Okay? We can't just put out our hands down and power through a stressor. It lasts months or years. We need to actively develop strategies to manage chronic stress, or perhaps redouble our stress management efforts. Okay? So ano po ang source of chronic stress nitong pandemya na to? Let's find out so that we can avoid it, right? The stress of the pandemic has been different for different people. That's right. Exactly. No one experience naman is exactly the same. Diba? All right. For some, it was more stressful at the beginning because so much was unknown. Totoo naman, lahat naman talaga. It was stressful because it was unknown, okay? Was it going to spread? Hindi natin alam noon. Was someone close to us going to get sick or die? I have 6 friends who have died from COVID, 3 from America and 3 from the Philippines. Yung mga katanungan noon, should we wear masks? How long will we be wearing masks? Or should we save these masks for healthcare professionals? Is it safe to go to the grocery store? Yan po yung mga tanong na nag-crossed our minds before. Then, isolation and close quarters with others is stressful too, di ba? Yung makatingga ka na nasa bahay ka na lang araw-araw, day in and out, nakakaloka yun. I mean, really, tell me about it. I've been working from home for more than 2 years now, but I keep my sanity by being able to go to the grocery, even palengke at that, of course, wearing a mask and all that and cleansing all the time because nakakasira ng ulo na nasa bahay ka day in, day out, 24/7. So when you're so used to moving about, going to places, attending conferences, attending meetings, traveling abroad for my work, oh my gosh, this past 2.5 years has been this sedentary life has cost me my knee. Now that I have a titanium knee, nasa kakaupo dito, almost more than 10 hours a day, namamaga ang aking mga tuhod at whatever. And siguro na rin yan dapat talagang we watch what we eat, no? But, isolation became a big stressor too. For those people who live alone, the advice to stay in their homes and limit their interactions with others was devastating sa mga namumuhay mag-isa, right? Those of us in the AI community may have been particularly stumped since increasing social connection is often part of our healing strategy, okay? Being quarantined in close quarters with others is stressful. Balancing our jobs at home with helping our children navigate online school is a bit challenge. Yun nga, ang kawawa talaga, like paulit-ulit ko sinasabi. Itong pandemic na ito, sino ang mas pinaka-stress? Estudyante, teacher, parent, family? It's the mommy, right? It's the mommy. Because the mommy, at saka hindi lang yan, buti po niya mommy, kung ang mommy, working mommy rin, like myself, right? So I have to work, and in the house at the same time take care of my motherly duties and my wife duties, right? At yun na nga, buti lang yung anak ko ay malaki na, nakakaaral na yung on its own. But then those mommies that have to monitor their children's studies at the same time worry about household chores and taking care of at kung may trabaho siya, yung trabaho niya pa. Talagang juggler talaga ang mga mami sa pandemic na ito. Frontliners din tayo ng responsibility. Hindi sa COVID, but sa ating mga buhay at sarili, right? See? So, balancing our jobs at home with helping our children navigate online schools was a big challenge. And tapos nga, I know that the pandemic has highlighted for some couples that they don't really get along and can't see a way to stay together. Yun na nga, naging positive and negative sa mga couples. Nung umpisa, tuwang-tuwa sila, uy, daddy's home, bonding. But after a while na, yung mga estudyante ko na mga housewives talagang naluloka na sila. Gusto nilang umalis ng bahay para mamalengke, para iwasan yung asawa na nakikita nila araw-araw. Well, being quarantined in close quarters with others is stressful too. Okay? But for some, the pandemic is more stressful now that we are back to school. Okay? The office or out in public, even if we are vaccinated. So many unknowns can surface, okay, because hindi pa natin alam how long our vaccines remain effective. Will strict quarantines return, di ba? Lalo na sa Philippines, pag nag-iba yung alert level, babalik ba tayo sa pag hindi labas ng bahay o mag-curfew? Kaya dapat tulungan natin ang sarili. Will others judge us for feeling pressure to yung mga iba naman talagang stay home pa rin? Tapos, like sa Amerika at sa Europe, bawal na mag-wear ng mask. Pero ako po, pag lalabas ako, nakamaskara pa ako. Are we going to be judged if we keep wearing our masks after mask mandates are lifted? For some of us, a significant part of the stress of the pandemic has been the constant and sometimes conflicting news cycle. Ito po, yung mga fake news about vaccine, fake news about COVID. Yan po ang nakakadagdag sa stress. Even the most media savvy among us may have become glued to our constantly buzzing news alerts on our omnipresent televisions, di ba? Or sa cellphone na nanonood or sa laptop. It can be easy to forget that media outlets need to make money. Kaya yung iba talaga, nagsasensationalize, no? Hindi totoong news, ina-exaggerate. Kaya nga, yung mga social media na kagaya ng Facebook, kaya sila na-investigahan. Na niisip nila na hindi na nila sinasensor, pinifilter, basta sa magbabayad ng ads, okay lang mag-post. Yan po. So, social media also causes stress, di ba? Attention-grabbing headlines sell, but a constant drip of fearful-sounding headlines is clearly not good for our stress levels. Hindi po nakaka-alarma yung iba. Finally, okay, the pandemic has meant lots of losses to lots of people. Totoo, myself included. I've lost very good friends to COVID. And the grief can be overwhelming, di ba? Some of us lost loved ones, but even if we didn't, okay, yung death toll numbers were staggering. But these are subtle losses as well. Losing freedom to come and go as we please, breathing the fresh air, wearing makeup, pati yan naapektuhan, yung pagsha-shopping, lahat tuloy, di ba, nagsha-shopping na rin online, lumaki yung negosyo ng mga logistics, mga buying and selling, pero di ba, na-confine tayo, namahalan tayo actually in a way sa pagbibili. But losing the freedom to come and go as we please and not being with our colleagues, not being able to see our family members, at tapos yung mga hindi nakapasok lalo sa Philippines na longest lockdown, not being able to see your co-teachers or yung mga estudyante, classmates nyo, missing family, get-togethers and holidays, yan po, many, many more, okay? Yan po ang chronic stress, okay? So, what are the symptoms of chronic stress? How do we know if pandemic stress is starting to get to us? These are the symptoms and stresses to look out for. Feelings of anger or sadness, feelings of numbness or frustration, feelings of worry or fear, difficulty concentrating, totoo yan, difficulty motivating ourselves to work, study, and play, changes in our sleep pattern, sleeping more, diba? Less or less. Yung iba naman, tulog ng tulog, yan ang kanilang pag-cope. Nagkakaroon kayo ng nightmares, changes in our appetite, eating more or less also. You can eat, nawalan ka ng gana or sumobrang gana, tumaba ka, increases in stomach aches, yun na nga, ano yan, nagkakaroon ng ulcer, tsaka more headaches, increases in our use of alcohol, yan, ang pag-inom, tsaka yung recreational drugs, or pagsisigarilyo, pag biglang inom ka ng inom, worsening of mental health problems, tsaka yung physical symptoms such as chest pains or pagkapagod. Yan po ang mga chronic stress. Tomorrow, papatuloy po natin to and we will give you ways of to manage your chronic stress. We'll continue that tomorrow because we are already almost at our show's end. Thank you so much for joining me today. Tomorrow, we will continue to deal with pandemic, chronic stress, and we will have effective ways. We will tell you about effective ways to deal with it. Thank you so much for joining me today here on Buhay Online. Hyper na naman po ako. And I hope you have a good lunch. Talaga naman po, sa atin pong one way of dealing with stress is to think positive and be hopeful. Like I always say po, at the end of the day, 3 things should remain in our lives, and that is faith, hope, and love. But dun po sa mga makakamiss nitong episode po, kindly go to our YouTube channel, Broad Stream Cast Communicators. We're on YouTube. And please, pwede niyo pong balikan yung mga na-miss niyo pong episodes. But we will continue tomorrow regarding our pandemic stresses. And thank you so much for joining me. I will see you tomorrow ulit. Same time po, same channel, same platform. Thank you very much, and I hope you enjoy your lunch. Peace out, everyone. Peace, hope, faith, hope, and love. Thank you.
Inyong natunghayan at napakinggan ang mga makabagong pamamaraan sa mundo ng online sa pamamagitan pa rin ng Broad Stream Cast Communicators. Hanggang sa muli, maraming salamat po.
Thank you very much. See you tomorrow.